Yahoo, Yahoo, Yahoo.
Is that some sort of rap remix?
No, that's just what he just said.
Yahoo, Yahoo, Yahoo. Yeah.
Damn, son.
Yahoo.
Mario back here again, saving my lady for the 23rd time.
Nobody expects it, just like the Spanish Inquisition.
So you're saying this podcast is the Spanish Inquisition?
I'm saying it's probably more brutal.
Maybe.
And we're back.
How's it going, guys?
Yay.
Talking about the Spanish Inquisition, normal stuff.
That's being worse than them. Okay. Oh, Lord. It's going to be hard to collect myself now. I'm exhausted, so...
Really?
Yeah.
Stay up late, or...?
About 5 or 6 in the morning.
Yeah, that's pretty late.
Well, it's a new day, so it's pretty early?
I
guess.
That's another way to look at it.
Yeah. But that's neither here nor there, I suppose. I saw that Zero Dark 30 movie last night.
How was it?
Was
it 0 dark and 30?
I don't know what that's supposed to mean. But yes, it is the most 0, dark, and 30 of all movies that came out in the last month.
Good to know.
Yeah.
I actually watched Django Unchained last week. Really enjoyed it.
Oh yeah, that was after our recording or whatever. I guess Friday, right?
Thursday, I think.
Oh yeah, because we recorded Wednesday. Right.
Yeah. But it was after the record.
Was it pretty good?
I really enjoyed it. It was the least Tarantino movie out of Tarantino's movies.
Does that make it better or worse, though? Or is it just kind of different?
It's just different. Well, I mean, it's still got those moments, but he can't just have like these points where he just rants about pop culture because it's a period piece. There is no pop culture yet.
That's really weird.
I know, but the movie was good. I really enjoyed it.
I mean, Jamie Foxx.
Jamie Foxx puts in a good performance. I forget who the supporting actor was, but he did a fantastic job as well.
This is like something that Nathan would be listening to right now, and it's just like, it's this guy, damn it! Oh my god!
I'm sure a couple people are listening and are just saying the guy's name.
Yeah, I haven't seen it, so I don't know who you're talking about. I know Leonardo DiCaprio's in it.
He did a good job too.
Yeah, as like the evil guy.
Yeah,
evil white man.
Evil white man.
That's pretty good.
Leonardo DiCaprio, bring us all down.
Yeah, just like in Blood Diamonds.
Exactly.
And
yeah, I don't know what I did differently, but this time I got 103 coins going through it.
Sweet. So you're actually playing Mario 64 right now.
Yeah. That's the game we're talking about this week, by the way. Just bringing it back.
Yeah. I started playing it, and then after a few stars in the first world or level or whatever, first picture, I turned it off because I don't have fun with that game. And it's more important for me to have fun in my spare time than to play through something I don't particularly love.
Okay.
But I have played it, though.
You've beaten it in the past, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, same thing. That's why I wasn't too worried about it. I just decided to refresh myself with the controls.
Yeah, the controls aren't very good, and maybe...
Well, yeah.
For the time, maybe.
Yeah, I want to be hard on it, but it's for the time, because it's the first Mario game to do that.
Mm-hmm.
All the other Mario games have definitely tightened up on everything that this game does.
But, even the games before it were tighter. I don't know. I know, it was the first 3D platformer, blah, 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 but... I don't know, maybe even at the time, I felt it was a little floaty, but it was one of those things that since the whole system was new, you just kind of learned how to get used to it, and you thought maybe it was just you learning this brand new thing that did it. But I don't know. No game really controlled really well for me on the N64, I'll say, though. So
I enjoyed Perfect Dark.
I don't remember, the last time I played Perfect Dark is they released it on XBLA, and I bought that version of it. So they updated the controls, and you can choose, whatever controls you want, like the Halo-type controls, or Call of Duty, or the old school, and blah, blah, blah. But, so, I don't even remember the original Perfect Dark controls very much. I didn't put that in, because I didn't think we would bring that up at all, I guess. But... Like GoldenEye even though I loved that game at the time,
Yeah.
that is a hard game to control now.
Yeah, no, GoldenEye has aged pretty badly.
Yeah.
And in some ways, so's Mario 64.
Yeah. I guess like since I don't have a huge nostalgia factor for Mario 64 because I had the PlayStation way before I had an N64, and by the time I had the N64, it was just kind of like revisiting or visiting for the first time all the games I missed out on, even though my friends had an N64, so I would go to their house and play a little bit here and there of like Bomberman 64 and GoldenEye at the time and whatever else they had, but I never got to sit down and put in like the 8-hour play sessions until much later. So, and I know people like give me shit when I talk about controls because I actually like tank controls for like Resident Evil games and Silent Hill games and stuff.
Yeah, you're in a small minority there, not gonna lie.
Yeah, and I think it's because, like I said, since I got the N64 so late, and I grew up mostly with the PlayStation, I got used to the PlayStation controls really easily, so I have nostalgia for that sort of thing. Whereas if it was the opposite way, maybe I would love Mario 64. Who knows? Because I love Resident Evil, and a lot of people hate that game, so I don't know. All in all, though, like, if I'm gonna look at it today, by today's standards, it's not very good in a lot of ways, and maybe that's amplified by the fact that they finally got it right in a lot of the later games, even though I don't like the Galaxy games either. I can appreciate that they know what they're doing with 3D and their 3D platforming and stuff. So, I don't know.
See, I personally enjoy the Galaxy games a lot.
I know you do. And that's why, like, if we start talking about that, that might be a point of contention. And we might not talk ever again. Because, you know, that hasn't happened yet, but Mario's the thing that'll separate us.
You really think that's the one that'll create the schism?
I don't know. It almost worked with Sean on that one that I subbed in for you that one time. I don't know if you listened to that, but...
No, I keep forgetting to.
And
it's back in the backlog of the podcast now, so...
It was pretty bad, yeah. And then Nathan agreed with me, and I think he was just doing it to bug Sean, too.
I never know with Nathan, because he'll always be so upset about certain things.
Yeah. I don't know. He's the wild card of the group, I guess.
Pretty much.
I mean, I don't really know what to talk about with Mario 64. I guess there are some levels I quite enjoyed. I really like the scary piano.
Oh, God. Piano that just turns into like a giant thing that tries to eat you.
Like, that thing is terrifying, and I do love that. I like a lot of the fire levels, weirdly enough, even though I hate the sound effects when Mario gets burned and starts running around. Yeah. Yeah, so it's basically just like your Joker impression, only with an Italian accent.
Like that.
Like, kind of.
I should not have tried to do that.
As you cough up a lung.
Pretty much. I didn't need that lung anyways.
Yeah.
Just taking up precious space.
I have 2.
Exactly, yeah.
I got 2 lungs.
2 lung squad, yo.
That doesn't seem right. 2 lung squad?
2 lung squad?
I don't know.
As opposed to the 1 lung squad?
Yeah. I was going to take that in a really dark direction, which we're not going to get into while talking about Mario 64.
I know what did you two, damn.
No.
Okay, here we won't.
It deals with smoking.
Okay.
Yeah, we shouldn't do that. So, like, other than the whole how annoying it is when you can't control Mario very well when he's being burned and he's running around like an idiot, he makes stupid sounds and everything. I really like the design of a lot of the fire levels, the platforming bits of them. I don't particularly like anything with the floating blocks that you have to go up and like random levels or whatever. That's never been a thing I really liked in those games. I like the things where like you get plopped down into a world and you can see everything that you need to get to at some point, and you can, when you get good at that game, you can kind of cheese the system and just know that you can jump this way, get burned, and then that burn will throw you up in the air and forward enough that you can land on the platform with like one of those bully bomb guys and like get the star within like half a minute, as opposed to going across the whole level the normal way. So I like that sort of stuff. I don't like it when you have to do like certain timing jumps on floating blocks or blocks that disappear and shit like that. That's never been a thing I liked in the 3D Mario games, which they seem, from my experience anyways, I've seen they've maybe gravitated towards
Yeah, I was
more.
gonna say that's more like Galaxy in general, right there. That description. If
Yeah.
you think about it, like Galaxy's all about like jumping from like planetoid to planetoid or asteroid to asteroid. So
Yeah, exactly. And maybe that's why I don't particularly like that. So there's that aspect, I guess. But
it's also because you're a communist. But
well, I mean, I am Canadian, unlike you.
yes, clearly.
Yeah, I heard you've been telling people you're Canadian.
Yeah, no, total lies.
Total
All the time.
lies.
I'm a newfie. It's completely different.
It kind of is.
In its own little way, yeah.
You're like the Texas of Canada. You just want to be separate. I guess you're like the Quebec of Canada, which is Quebec.
The Quebec of Canada.
Yeah, pretty much.
Nicely done.
Oh, Canadian humor. That's for all you Canadians out there. A little
All
joke
five
for you.
listening.
Yeah, which there's two of us, so all three others of you
I
out
was
there.
counting us too. How'd you know?
Oh, I guess all other two of you. Hi, Nathan.
Hi, Sean.
All other one of you. The other one. The one other Canadian that listens to anything we've done.
Totally just killed myself.
Oh, totally just killed the podcast.
I did that too.
Yeah.
I killed many things here today.
So what else is there? There's like the penguin races where you're just
Yeah.
kind of sliding around, going down.
All the different slides. The wet dry world, the one where the higher you jump into the portrait, the higher the water is.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Rainbow Road or Rainbow Ride, where you're riding around the magic carpets.
Oh, I forgot about that one completely.
The ghost house, which you already brought up because of the piano.
Yeah. Love the ghost house. I don't have many things to say about Mario 64 outside of that. I didn't grow up with it very much. I don't care about it. And looking back at it now, I care even less because it's, in a way, almost unplayable to me because I don't like the controls very much at all.
So here's the question: what did you play it on last? The Virtual Console or the actual N64?
The actual N64. I don't have it on Virtual Console.
Okay, because I'm actually playing it on the N64 right now.
Yeah.
And when I was going to go into this podcast and talk about how badly the controls have aged,
Yeah.
but since I've been sitting here playing it, I'm like, oh wait, no, these are actually better than I remember. Like
Oh,
it's
really?
still serviceable. The only issue I really have is with the camera because you can't completely 360 turn it.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can turn it like 270 degrees. It'll hit like an invisible wall, and you have to turn it the opposite way.
Which is totally annoying for a 3D platformer.
Yeah, but I think it's because the camera hits walls. Like I'm currently hitting a wall with my camera right now, which is why it's acting stupid.
Now, they released it on the DS as well, right?
Yeah.
Have you played that?
I have played that. I've beaten that.
Is it good?
Yes and no.
Control-wise, I guess, because I'm
No.
guessing it's the same game.
It is the same game. Sort of. They added 4 playable characters.
Okay.
Or 4 overall, I should say. And they switched up the hats, so like only Wario can use the metal hat. Luigi uses the invisible hat. Yoshi, I don't think uses anything, and Mario uses the wing cap.
Okay.
So some little small changes.
Mm-hmm.
They also added, I think, 20 or 30 more stars.
Okay. So now I know you love Mario Kaizo, and I heard there's a Mario 64 Kaizo.
Yeah, fuck no.
Really?
Yeah, no, I'm not even touching that.
Like, how would they even do that, I guess? Does every level just consist of nothing but lava and fire?
Like fire traps everywhere.
Okay.
And like you have to pull ridiculous jumps. The game clips out. Like some of your jumps have to go so high that the game glitches.
So you have to actually break the game to even be able to pass some of those stages?
Sort of, yeah. It is not my kind of game.
No.
I like challenging games, but I like challenging games that are within reason.
So when can we expect that LP?
Never.
Yeah, okay. I figured. Kaizo Tetris.
Kaizo Tetris.
coming soon.
Every block is an N shape.
It
doesn't even make sense!
I'm just trying to think of other weird shapes that they could be.
U shapes.
Like, what would be terrible? U's and, like, O's.
Oh, God. Did you ever play Tetris 2?
No, I don't think so.
Tetris 2, that you could get, like, random, like, little chunks of pieces. Like, you'd get, like, an N shape, or the Z shape.
Mm-hmm.
But it would be, like, some pieces would be missing out of it. It would
Okay.
be really weird.
Weird. It's weird.
Nintendo made, too, actually.
It's weird that there's even a Tetris 2. Because Tetris is just such a standalone thing. It's like, did it really need another iteration?
Well, that was Nintendo, I think, coming up with the whole Tetris 2 concept.
It's like, hey, you know how everyone bought Tetris? Well, we should totally make a game like that for all the money. It's like, oh, okay. We'll throw an N in there. It'll be great. And then everyone's like, what the hell is this?
What happened to Tetris?
Like,
there was like Tetris and Dr. Mario and
like if we start talking about that too, what did happen in Tetris? Like, what is this bullshit where you can turn the blocks after they've landed? That's
T-spinning?
That's bullshit.
Not a fan of T-spinning?
That's not my Tetris, yo. You got commit. People don't like commitment these days. It's why people are breaking up over Facebook.
Oh God, why is that a common thing?
Did you see that study or statistic or whatever somebody was linking on Twitter?
9% of people, or was it 20% of people are okay with breaking up over Facebook?
21% thinks it's totally okay. Like, it's totally
balls, people.
It's totally cool to break up over Facebook. All right. Yeah, I don't know. I don't particularly even use Facebook very much. I just kind of have one because my parents do, and I think they would be sad if I didn't friend them on it. So that's the extent of my Facebook usage. But other than that, I don't really use it that much, so I don't get that whole sort of thing. It's just this whole culture shock where everybody's connected all the time, and we were kind of like the last generational gap between that, so
that's why we always find it weird, because we didn't have it all the time.
But then at the same time, embrace it as well. Like, we're not old enough where it's just like, back in my day, blah, blah, blah. But at the same time, we're like, this is weird and kind of dumb at the same time.
But we go along with it anyways because we're stupid.
Kind of. Like, I love Twitter. Twitter is basically just like being able to send mass text messages to the world.
That's what Twitter was supposed to be in the first place. Wasn't it like a text message alternative?
Kind of, yeah. Which is why it happened before smartphones were widely common, so the whole like 140 characters or whatever was the limitations for text messages back then, and you would be able to text Twitter your message and then they would post it on the internet, was the basic idea of it. Which seemed like, in retrospect, it's the stupidest idea ever. And I can't believe it's grown to be what it is now, but it's amazing at the same time, so I love it. I love my tweets. I love tweeting people.
I love that that's actually a dictionary term now.
Tweet?
Yeah, tweet's a dictionary term.
Yeah.
Pretty sure, and so is like dough and a bunch of other things.
Dough? Really?
Like the Homer Simpson dough. That is officially recognized by the Webster's Dictionary.
So I'm just trying to think of the other doughs. There's like bread dough and like a deer, a female deer.
Mm.
Yeah.
The apostrophe OH. For all your vocal upset needs.
There you go. D apostrophe OH. It's a dictionary term. It works. And people wonder why immigrants have a hard time learning the English language.
Oh, English is ridiculous, dude.
It's the worst language ever.
It's the worst because you can pretty much make up whatever you want for it, which also makes it the best if you're a native speaker of it.
I guess. It's kind of like the only free language.
Yeah, pretty much.
I don't know, though. That's why I like math. It's the universal language.
I thought that was love.
Aw, I don't know what to say to that. You caught me off guard with that one. I'll be completely honest with you. It doesn't happen often, but you did.
Sweet.
Yeah. Like, I didn't know if you were trying to make a reference or just being silly or whatever, but it just caught me completely off guard. So, yeah. I haven't really been playing any other retro games, to be completely honest. So, what I've said about Mario is all I have to say about
Well, I
retro
haven't really
games.
said much about Mario, to be honest.
Because you're playing it.
Well, that too, yeah. That gives me the freshest experience out of anyone here, out of all two of us.
Unless somebody is listening to us while they're playing it much better than you, then they're getting the freshest experience.
Probably.
No, you're getting the freshest experience because they're listening to it secondhand a day later than you. So
Yeah,
you're
exactly.
fresher.
I'm DJ fresh right
You're
here.
ripe.
I'm ripe. I should probably take a shower again.
That's such a bad word.
Ripe?
It's so gross. Ripe. Ugh.
I don't know. I think it's a decent word. I've never gotten upset because of the word ripe.
Says somebody who is in fact ripe.
I've showered today. Shut up. I'm wearing clean clothing, and I have showered.
There you go.
You heard it here first. Clean clothing.
Sunday night, evening, I guess.
Afternoon. Oh, it is 5 o'clock, so I guess close enough to evening.
Yeah. I don't have anything else to say. I am done.
You're done talking about ripeness.
I'm so done.
All right. Yeah, no. Like I said, my major gripe about the game is the camera, and I guess they fix that in later games, but it's so rough around the edges, and because it's one of the first 3D games, I guess it's hard to fault it.
Yeah, I will say, excuse me, the best thing about Mario 64 is that it was still part of an era where Nintendo felt like they were trying to do something with Mario, because they were trying to get in the 3D thing, and it was kind of cool that they brought him over, and they were still kind of innovating. And now it's just all the same game when you pick up a Mario game. So,
well, I mean, there's two kind of core Mario game types, and they seem to be sticking around one specifically a lot.
yeah,
It also doesn't help that a lot of the Mario games now borrow heavily from this still. Like, oh, pick up all the coins.
for no reason, really.
Or sorry, pick up all the stars.
Mm-hmm. You're talking about like the Galaxy games specifically, or are you talking about just any Mario game, really?
Pretty much any 3D Mario game since 64 has always been the same. Sunshine, both Galaxies.
Yeah.
Galaxy 2 went heavy-handed with the stars. That went to 242 stars.
I didn't bother playing it. I think I own it too.
Galaxy 2 is really good, though. I will give it that.
Well, you would also say that about Galaxy 1, which I would have to politely disagree.
I know. I like Galaxy 2 a lot more than Galaxy 1.
Really? What makes
Yeah.
that one better, different?
I
Whatever.
think they figured everything out in that one.
Like the
Really.
levels are actually fun.
Yeah, the levels are a lot better. A lot of extra added content in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yoshi's back in it.
Yoshi!
Trying to think of what else. Some new powers. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's just a better designed game.
Mm-hmm. I do like the music in Mario 64, I guess, as well.
Yeah, Mario 64's got some really good music. Although
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of that underwater song.
Which one?
Do 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 do. Like the super slow one.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I'm just trying to think of... the ones you've been playing, really, that people might be able to hear in the background every now and then. The opening level music is pretty great. It really...
That one.
Yeah, before the wah-wah bullshit
Yeah.
that started happening and everything. Turtles dancing. Oh, dancing turtles.
They've gone heavy-handed on that. That's for sure.
That's pretty stupid. You have to admit that's dumb.
I liked it the first time, but then it kept happening, and then I realized that all the characters were dancing to it as well, and it would completely mess up your timing. Like, oh, jeez.
Yeah. Mario rhythm game. That would actually be kind of cool if they took the platforming elements and put it to a rhythm.
Actually, yeah, no, that would be. I'd like to see them pull off something like that. I don't know if Nintendo's the team exactly to do that.
I'm just trying to think of who might be. Harmonix?
Maybe.
That would be really weird. Harmonix makes a Mario game.
I'd play it. I'm pretty
world
sure a lot
ends.
of people would play it.
Oh, totally. I would play it because, I mean, it would be a different game finally. I, I sound unnecessarily hard on Mario, I think.
It's like, what's he ever done to you? All he just wants to do is save a princess over and over again.
I'll tell you what he's done to me. He's put out some of the best games of my childhood, and to find them just dabbling in this crap that they're doing now over and over again to make money makes me sick. That's my issue.
So you feel that Nintendo's creatively bankrupt?
Oh, totally. Well, with Mario, at least, I mean, we don't see enough of anything else that they do really to care, I guess, about the other stuff. I don't particularly want to play Skyward Sword, though. But that might be because the whole idea of 3D Zelda games doesn't necessarily float my boat as it maybe did when I was growing up and it was still a new idea.
Yeah, no, I'm kind of the same on that.
But, like, some more Metroid stuff would be kind of great.
Even after Metroid Other M?
Dude, I liked Other M from what I've played so far. Even though they did some terrible things to one of my favorite female characters in video games.
Yeah, no, what they did to Samus's character just was kind of brutal.
At the same time, though, they kind of did it before with Zero Suit Samus. So, like, she's getting jerked around a lot. I don't know.
What do you mean with Zero Suit Samus?
Just, I don't see why they had to sexualize her. Like, why a cat suit?
Well, I mean, what would you wear if you were just had to put on armor all the time? You would have to wear something underneath it.
Yeah, but why would you have to show her the underneath part? Like, I don't get that at all.
It's just, to be fair, they've been doing that since Metroid 1. She used to wear just like a bikini in Metroid 1. It's actually gotten better.
Not really. Not all the time.
Well, look at Metroid and Super Metroid, and yeah. I think even Metroid 2. Like when you get like the fastest time, she is just wearing a bikini
at the very end. Yeah.
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 So that's the epitome of the Zero Suit. That's like the creation of it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know why they had to do that either, but it's not like you play a full game as her, I guess, like that. So that's
unless you type in a code.
Yeah, but anyone who does that is just a terrible person. You're all terrible people that do that.
Wow. Just you heard it here first.
You heard it here first. He hates everybody.
People.
Yeah, pretty much. What are some other Nintendo IPs? I would love to see them do more Kid Icarus stuff, even though I haven't played that new game. But
I loved Uprising. Well, it made my top 10.
Yeah. Like, I know you loved it. I loved the original game quite a bit, and that's something they haven't milked to death yet.
Did you play Of Myths and Monsters, the Game Boy version?
I haven't, no.
That one was actually kind of decent. I think that was better than the original, in my opinion.
Oh,
obviously,
really?
It wouldn't have existed, obviously, if it wasn't for the original version.
Yeah.
Apparently, it was a US-only release. Like, it's not made by the Japanese team.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I remember getting it for Christmas when I was like 6.
When I was 6.
I had to think about it. I'm like, what year was... Okay, 6.
Fair enough. What are some other IPs they've done?
Fire Emblem.
I haven't actually ever played the Fire Emblem games.
I mean, you should. They're good. They're good turn-based strategy games.
What makes them good?
Just solid mechanics all around, really. Decent story.
Mm-hmm.
It punishes you if you screw up. It's one of Nintendo's more hardcore series.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Like if you lose a character, they are permanently dead.
Okay.
So you have to like make sure you're playing properly if you want to save everyone and get like the best ending.
Interesting.
Same with Advance Wars, really. Like that's a good strategy series that I wish was still going on. But Fire Emblem's the closest thing we've got to that now.
Yeah, I guess Kirby.
Kirby, I always go back and forth on. Like I love the experimental Kirby games.
Yeah, I like that they actually do experimental stuff with Kirby, I guess.
That's pretty much what Kirby is for now at this point.
Yeah. Is Pikmin's theirs, right?
Yeah.
Pikmin
3 is coming out soon.
I don't like Pikmin games at all, though. So
really,
yeah, I can't stand them.
I don't. The gameplay style, or just
yeah, probably the gameplay style. I just don't find them fun.
I was gonna say because the time limit went away after the first one.
Oh yeah, I've only played the first one and a little bit of the second. I've never owned a Pikmin game, so I haven't like gone ahead and played 10 hours of everything. So I guess there's that, but whatever. Is Rhythm Heaven Nintendo?
Yep.
Okay. That's probably the best thing they've ever done. I don't know. I
I don't know
love
if I go
Rhythm
that
Heaven.
far because
I
I'd
love the
rather
Rhythm
I'd
Heaven
rather
stuff.
WarioWare over Rhythm Heaven.
Oh yeah, WarioWare.
They're the same team.
I'd prefer Rhythm Heaven over WarioWare though any day. Myself.
I don't know. I like the party ones. Like Smooth Moves is pretty fun when you got a bunch of people.
Yeah. And I guess like the Mario Luigi RPG stuff. Like
Yeah, no, I could go for a good proper RPG again, like Bowser's Inside Story.
they have to have other stuff. I just can't think of it right now.
Star Fox.
Oh yeah, that thing. I do like I do enjoy Star Fox, I suppose. I mean every Star Fox game is almost essentially the same game, but that's okay, I guess.
Well, I mean, they do try to mix things up every now and then, but
Yeah, I never played that Star Fox Adventures or whatever.
that was Rare made.
Was it?
Yes, that was Rare's last game for Nintendo.
Was any good?
Star Fox Adventures.
Yeah.
Depends on who you ask, but I think the majority of people did not enjoy it
Mhm.
because it was too different.
Hmm. And like Pokemon?
Oh well, Pokemon's their biggest series. That'll never really change.
No, that won't ever change. It's that I mean, even you have to agree that is literally the same game every time.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to deny that. There's always like small changes, like the evolutions and more Pokemon, like little move changes, some balancing.
Not OG 151 right here.
I played first and second gen, and I dabbled a bit in fourth.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it didn't grab me anymore. After the first two gens, I couldn't get back into it.
But people go crazy for them. They buy every single one.
I know. I own Pearl and Soul Silver.
Okay.
I tried. I gave it an honest try to go back.
Okay, I didn't know if like you were saying because you're trying to collect the Pokemon games or if you just
No.
were wanting to play them.
See, Pokemon's actually a series where I enjoy the spin-off stuff more. Like, I love the Pokemon pinball games.
I haven't ever even heard of that. So,
Really? They're all like Game Boy and Game Boy Advance, but they were really fun pinball games. Like, imagine like the catching mechanic, but just as pinball.
how about some Pokemon Snap?
Oh, that's always a gem as well.
I actually legitimately did enjoy my time with that.
I just wish Snap wasn't so short. And like, there's so many people who want another Snap, and like, I wouldn't mind myself. But at the same time, it's like, would it actually sell?
Oh, totally. With the Wii U pad as your camera?
You
Amazing.
legitimately think a Pokemon Snap sequel would sell well enough?
Oh, I don't know. Like, why does Pokemon sell so good to begin with anyway? Because every kid has a DS sort of thing, so they could just play a Pokemon game?
Yeah, it's a handheld game, which appeals to like the being able to start and stop whenever you want.
Yeah. And like
Yeah,
for
it's just-
car rides on the way to grandma's house and shit like that.
Yeah,
Yeah, I guess I could see that.
and like you can trade at school. So like if other kids are into it, you can battle each other at school during recess or lunch or whatever.
See, that's weird to me, kind of, because I never really did that. Like, I never grew up with that, obviously, because we didn't have, like, the Wi-Fi, blah, 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 or whatever.
Well, you don't even need the Wi-Fi. It's just like I did that with the old ones because we used to just bring our link cable
With the
to play
cable.
game. Or
Yeah.
I used to play the card game as well in junior high.
Oh, really?
'Cause I think that's when I was in grade 8. I think when the card game came out.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Up until that stuff really started taking off, I mean, I was into Pogs.
Oh god, I was into Pogs too. Actually, I think I have a container of them still somewhere.
They got banned from my school, though, because people felt that they represented gambling.
I can understand that actually. It sucks, but I understand.
I kind of do, too, I guess. And then after that, something came out called Crazy Bones.
Oh god, yeah, I had those too.
I had a few of those. I think I like those a little bit better because I liked the whole figurine thing. I mean, shit, I still do kind of like the figurine thing, just having a tangible object. But after that, I mean, I got into like playing music, so I didn't really do like card games or anything like that. All my spare time in high school and stuff, I was sitting around in the like music rooms playing guitar and stuff.
Mm.
So I never really got into that sort of thing. It doesn't really help that a lot of my friends weren't very like geeky. So if I wanted to go ahead and like try Magic the Gathering, I had no one to play with. That sort of thing.
Yeah, that ruins a lot of it for you too, not having that kind of experience. Like, I knew a ton of people who were into games, and I had a core group of friends who were always in the game, so that's why I played a lot of N64 stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I probably wouldn't be in the Smash Brothers if I didn't have my core group of friends.
Like, for the N64 specifically, my friend had one, and he had two older brothers, and we would end up playing GoldenEye, like me and him with his brother, and then maybe one of his brother's friends if they were around. So we would have that 4-player experience and stuff, but nobody was really into like the D&D type thing. No one was into tabletop stuff or card games, and that's kind of annoying because I have always been into that sort of thing. But if you don't have a good core group of people that you enjoy spending time with to play that stuff, you're not going to have a good experience probably.
Yeah, no, no one in my town, as far as I know, was in D&D. I never really heard of D&D proper until I moved out here.
We should play some D&D, but I don't know a dungeon master. That's also the thing, and I don't want to be the guy to read up on everything to be one.
A friend of mine, she's trying to start a D&D group, so I don't know if she's trying to drag me into it. I might think about it, but like I've never played a proper game of D&D. The closest thing I played was Hero Quest, the board game.
Yeah.
And like that was fun, but I don't know if I'd want to.
Dude, I love D&D, but I have no one to play with ever. I don't like the video game representations they try to do. So, I don't know. We should talk off camera, off mic.
I don't know if it'll go well, that's all I'll say.
Fair enough. And at this point, we're probably rambling, so...
Overall opinion on Mario 64?
Fuck it. Garbage.
Garbage. Okay, solidified it right there.
I know it's harsh, but like if you were to ask me, I wouldn't recommend anybody at this point in their life picking it up. I don't think you need to unless you're like a video game guy just trying to go back into like the history of video games and just kind of see how things evolved maybe. I don't know. It also marks a dark area in my mind for Mario because it was the last game to really try something new at that point.
I'd argue Sunshine tried something new.
Well, it was another 3D platforming game with a different gimmick.
Yeah, I guess.
I just mean, like, at the very core, it was a 3D platformer, so that's new. And then, like, even, I would argue Mario World borrowed upon Mario 3 with an added Yoshi. So that wasn't necessarily new, but it was iterating on what they've done right in the past and going with that. So Mario 64, I would say, tried something new. At the time, it was pretty interesting, exciting, and all that sort of stuff, but I don't think it's something you would need to necessarily ever play past that time period. And in my mind, it marks a dark period where it's like they tried something new, and that's where it all started falling apart for me, for Mario. So maybe that's also it.
Yeah, my feelings don't quite mirror yours. I think like it hasn't aged the best, but it's still all right. I would recommend if you're just going to get into Mario, unless you're going back to try out the older stuff, stick with Galaxies. Galaxy 2 is in my opinion the best of the 3D ones.
Yeah.
I say go there if you want to get the 3D Mario experience,
Mm-hmm.
or even Mario 3D Land, which was actually pretty decent and was a good mishmash of both.
Yeah, I did hear that is pretty good.
But camera's hard to use, takes a bit to get used to. Controls better than I remember, a little looser than I'd like, but I mean, first time they did it. And of course, you have to get used to the N64 controller, which I have no qualms with that because I played my N64 a decent amount.
Right. Yeah,
but
so
I can see people having issues with that though.
Can we address something quickly as well?
Sure.
I think a lot of hate for Mario Sunshine is a little unfounded.
Why is that?
Like, I don't know. I still had an interesting time with that game, even though it suffered the same way Mario 64 did for me with, like, the 3D platforming and blah, blah, blah. And then you add this water mechanic and different things to propel you using water. but I still kind of like the aesthetic of it all.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just when I have gone back to revisit that once or twice, it was always kind of an enjoyable experience.
Now, here's the question for you
Yeah.
about Galaxy, or not Galaxy, about Sunshine.
Yeah.
Did you like the sections where you did not have the backpack, where you were just kind of in that crazy space area?
No,
You didn't.
not really, no.
Okay, then that can explain why you don't enjoy Galaxy, because that's what Galaxy is, essentially, is those areas.
Yeah, I guess I never thought of it that way, but yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, like a lot of people hate Sunshine though, and maybe I just don't see that, but then again, I don't like Mario 64 and a lot of people won't see that.
I don't hate Sunshine, but it's not one of my favorites.
Oh yeah, I mean, totally. 3D Mario game as a favorite is absurd to me. But like you said, Galaxy is probably one of your favorites, so I'm not going to harp on that too much or blame you. It's totally fine to have a different opinion sometimes, I guess.
You seem so unsure about saying that.
Snowflakes. And with that, I mean, if you don't know how to reach us, I mean, look on the fucking description. It's there. I think it's
Stop being lazy, you friggin' assholes. Yeah.
Yeah. Read the fucking description. No, it's Killscreen at pixel-response.com for emails. Twitter is retro Killscreen, all one word, I believe. I mean, there's our separate Twitters, I guess. You probably could do that.
You sound so unsure once again.
I know, I'm losing steam here because I'm trying to think of stuff, and it's affecting my life, and it's not good. I'm trying to think of what the hell we said we're doing next week.
I don't. Oh God, right. We're doing 2 games next week because you're crazy.
Oh no. Oh, okay. So we're doing
Parasite
maybe we might be doing a filler episode next week.
We might have to.
Just straight up because Parasite Eve, I want to revisit that, and I have a different podcast interview every day for the whole week.
Oof.
Yeah, so I am not going to be able to play that game until next weekend, and I will not get through that whole game and Die Hard Arcade, which is also what we'll be talking about, that weekend at the same time.
Yeah, Die Hard Arcade will be the easy one to talk about at least.
So if you have an easy game that we could get through and talk about that you find interesting, why don't you leave us a comment, and maybe we'll talk about that. See what I did there? Bringing it back.
Clever girl.
Clever girl. And with
Did you
that,
hear about apparently Jurassic Park 4 got announced?
Yeah, I did hear about that.
Actually, that's nuts. And it's Spielberg.
How are they doing it?
I don't know. I just hope it's not like the weird futuristic robot dinosaur thing that people were talking about a while ago.
I kind of hope it is. I want robo-dinos.
I don't think Spielberg can do that. Or I don't think Spielberg can do it to the way I like, maybe. That's what I should state, because Spielberg can do amazing things when he tries.
Yeah. I mean, maybe he... Spielberg, yeah, I don't know. Maybe they could do robo-dinos if it was like Edgar Wright. I think he could do robo-dinos pretty good.
Edgar Wright could make that pretty interesting.
Even Joss Whedon.
But Joss is probably too busy being consulted for all the Avenger movies from here on out.
Joss Whedon's just busy being Joss Whedon at this point.
Much. Yeah.
And
everyone loves him for it.
He's a name, so I guess Edgar Wright is too. I don't want to be disingenuous to Edgar Wright because I like his movies, but he's not a Joss Whedon. And neither one of them is a Spielberg, though.
Yeah, that's the thing. But what's the last Spielberg movie that came out? Was that War Horses?
Warhorse?
Yeah.
I didn't see it, but Nathan hated it. He was not happy about that movie at all. So, no.
Nathan's been upset about a lot of movies lately, though.
Yeah.
Or in general.
I wouldn't say that necessarily.
Okay, yeah, that was a bit too far.
He's kind of a hard guy to upset, really. As a producer, he's been... I mean, Spielberg's name's on everything. Because dude has money, I don't know if you know.
No, I have not known, actually. Has he made a good movie?
Oh, wait. He's not directing.
Wait, what? I thought he was directing JP4.
No. It's not listed here. The last movie he did was Lincoln that he directed.
Oh, he directed Lincoln?
Yep.
Okay, I heard that was actually pretty good.
Yeah, I heard that from Nathan as well, but Nathan doesn't like things that I like sometimes. And I don't like Lincoln, so I don't think I would get anything out of it. But he is directing Robopocalypse.
I thought you were going to say RoboCop for a second there.
And you got really excited.
Well, yeah, like if he's doing RoboCop, then I'd be okay with it. I think the reboot of RoboCop's unnecessary.
Yeah, especially since it's like PG.
Oh, what?
Isn't it going to be PG-13? I thought I heard that.
No. Well, I guess PG-13 now is a lot more than it was back then.
Yeah.
Because, RoboCop 1's an R-rated movie.
I think every RoboCop has to be an R-rated movie, even though 3 wasn't.
No, 3 wasn't because it was based using the cast from the TV show.
So lame. So lame.
The TV show, or that it wasn't R, or just the movie?
I mean, all 3. Everything about that movie just... Apparently the story idea for Jurassic Park 4 did come from Spielberg, though.
Interesting.
So
now I'm curious to see what it is.
The plot keyword on IMDb for JP4 is teeth.
It's a good keyword.
Well, there's a few here. So there's teeth, science runs amok, sequel, science, 4th part. Plot
Great,
keywords.
Fantastic keywords.
Yeah. Fantastic keywords.
I would see a movie based on teeth, 4, and dinosaur.
Maybe if we don't get any good suggestions that we like, we'll just play a Jurassic Park game. Because then that'll give us an excuse to talk about the news for Jurassic Park 4.
I could always go for the Chaos Continues. I still need to finish that one.
Which one was that one?
That was Jurassic Park Part 2, the Super Nintendo Contra one.
Oh.
That was co-op, but that game was hard.
Yeah, Nathan was playing that when you brought it to my house, right?
Yeah, that's the one.
Okay, maybe we'll do that then. But we'll see you guys next week.
Oh, and for the record, in case anyone was curious, I got about 20 stars during the podcast. I'm at 23 right now, and I think I had 4 or 5 when we started. So about 20.
See ya.
I had to throw that in. I figured like someone was going to be curious.
All right, fair enough. That was interesting.
That was a podcast.